Welcome to my video lecture. I am Dr. A. Velmurugan, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Government College of Engineering, Chettikare, Dharmaburi. In this video lecture from upcoming semester Thermal Engineering 2, Unit 2 Steam Boilers, Module 3 Water Tube Boilers. From this slide we have discussed about the water tube boiler. That boiler name is a Babcock or Wilcox boiler. This type of boiler is used for the high pressure boilers. From the Babcock and Wilcox boiler, we have to see about the high pressure drum is present on the upper side of the boiler. From this high pressure boiler drum, they have mounted with safety valve, steam outlet and steam pressure gauges. From the below the high pressure drum, there is a water level indicator and uptake header and a downtake header. Water tube inclined at an angle of 5 to 15 degree. The circulation is from this flue gas is formed in the externally fired from the left side of the bottom corner. Mountings and accessories are necessary for these boilers. From the Babcock and Wilcox boiler is used, the capacity of the boiler is 7000 kg of steam per hour is required. The Babcock and Wilcox water tube boiler is an example of horizontal and straight tube boilers. The specification of the boiler is diameter of the drum is 1.2 to 1.83 meter. The length of the boiler is 6.096 to 9.14 meter. Size of the superheated tube is 7.82 to 10.16 centimeter. Size of the superheated tubes are 3.84 to 5.71 centimeter. The steaming capacity is 40,000 kg per hour maximum limit. The working pressure is 40 bar maximum. The efficiency of the boiler is 16 to 80%. So from this Babcock and Wilcox boiler, there is a high pressure drum water level indicator, and to maintain the steam level, and we have to measure the steam level and water level from this high pressure drum. The pressure gauges and safety gauges are present on the water drum, and there is a manhole, upper header and lower header, the water pipelines, and also anti-piping pipes also. From the Babcock and Wilcox boiler, the angle of inclination of the water tube is to the horizontal to about 15 degree or more. The hand hole is provided in the header in front of each tube for cleaning and inspection of the tubes. The feed valve is provided to fill the drum and incline the tube with water their level, which is indicated by the water level indicator. Through the fire door, the fuel is supplied to grate where it is burnt. The hot gases are forced to move upwards between the tubes by Fable's place provided. The water from the drum flow through the inclined tubes are via downtake header to uptake header. The pure water is going to the boiler drum. From this here there is some space is provided from here. Automatically the steam release goes to the steam outlet line. The steam gets collected in the steam space of the drum. The steam then enters to the anti-priming pipe and flows in the superheated tubes, where it is further heated and it's finally taken out through the main stop valve and supplied to the engine when needed. At the lower point of the boiler is to provided a mud collector to remove the mud particles through the blow down cock. The entire boiler except the furnace are having by means of metallic slings or straps or rod from the graded supporter in the pillars. This arrangement, the drums and tubes are expanded to contract freely. The brickwork around the boilers encloses the furnace for the hot gases. The Babcock and Wilcox water boilers with cross draw differs from the longitudinal drum boiler in way that how to drum is placed. The Babcock and Wilcox boiler is to produce high pressure steam. From the already I told about the Babcock and Wilcox boiler is a water tube, horizontal and straight tube boiler. The draught loss is very less. The easy tube replacement, all components are accessible for inspection even during the boiler operation. The tubes are inclined at 5 degree to 15 degree to promote the water circulation. Fables are provided to pass flue gases uniformly. It is circulated from the water tubes, suited for all kinds of fuels. The pressure range is 11.5 to 17.5 bar, maximum 42 bar. The steaming rate is 2000 kg per hour, maximum 40,000 kg hour. Next boiler is a Stirling boiler. Stirling boiler also water tube boilers. This boiler is used for bent tube boiler. The main elements of this bent type water tube boilers are essentially drums and headers are connected by the bent tubes. For large central power station, these boilers are very popular. They have steaming capacity at a high of 50,000 kg per hour and pressure as high 16 bar. From the Stirling boiler, there is a 3 drum. From the upper portion, there is a steam drum 1, steam drum 2, and the last one is a feed water drum. From the bottom of the Stirling boiler, there is a water drum or mud drum. So, from this left hand side of this Stirling boiler, there is a grate is present. From here, we have to initially fill the coal and also the flue gas is circulated. From here, there is a fire brick arch. The flue gas is circulated from uniformly from transfer to the with the help of the fabbler. The heat is easily circulated from the tubes and the heat the flue gas is easily generated. From here, from the Stirling boiler, there is a circulation tube and evacuating tubes. It is easily to circulate fulfill the water from the feed steam drums. The major portion of this major specification of this Stirling boiler is the 60 bar high capacity and the high steaming capacity is 50,000 kg per hour. From this Stirling boiler, the major components are grate, steam drum and feed water drum and mud drum. The mud drum is to collecting the impurities of the water. Initially, the water is circulated from goes to the mud drum. From the mud drum, we have to remove the water from the foreign particles. After the pure water is entered to the steam drum. From that, the flue gas is circulated. The steam will be evaporated. It goes to the fulfill from the feed drum. Again, it is again the steam goes to the superheater where the fables or plates are provided. Move most of the flue gases, ensure the proper heating of the water tubes. The absorbing heat, the bent water pipes converted to steam. The steam moves upward. The steam drum is called steam drum. The saturated steam is extracted by the superheated steam drum to the superheated tubes. Converted, the saturated tube is superheated steam. The ashes are collected, entire ash is collected from the ash pit. Here also from the Stirling drum there is an inspection box. We have to inspect if you have any puncture on the boiler tubes or regularly we have to inspect it because of the high pressure boiler is regularly we have to inspection. And also there is a stream guiders to support the masonry walls. This type of boiler is used for the high power plants. In a lighter and flexible, that is a straight tube boilers, but is comparatively more difficult to clean and inspect this bent tube box. Water tube boilers are patented by Alan Stirling. More than 2 steam drum connected in series, more than 1 mud water drum at bottom, joined by bent tubes to undue thermal stress at joints, can use solid, liquid or gaseous fuels. Lighter in construction and flexible in operation. The pressure range is 50 bar. The steaming capacity is 20,000 kg per hour. Next slide we have discussed about the comparison of fire tube and water tube boilers. From the particulars, the position of the water and hot gases from the fire tube boiler is hot gases inside the tube and water outside the tube. From water tube boiler, water is inside the tube and hot gases outside the tube. Mode of firing is generally internally fired. From water tube, externally fired. From operation pressure from the fire tube is limited to 16 bar. From water tube can go up to 100 bar. Rate of the steam production is lower from the fire tube boiler. From water tube boiler it will be higher. Suitability not suitable for large power plants for the fire tube boiler, but in water tube boiler is suitable for the large power plants. Risk on bursting from the fire tube boiler involves lesser risk for explosion due to lower pressure. but in the water tube boiler, more risk on bursting due to high pressure. The floor area is for a given power, it occupies more floor area, but in the water tube boilers, for a given power, it occupies less floor area. Construction point of view, from fire tube, that is a difficult, but in the water tube boiler is very simple. The transportation for the fire tube boiler is very difficult, but in the water tube boiler is very simple. The shell diameter is large for same power, but in the water tube boiler small for same power. The chance of explosion very less compared to water tube boiler more. The treatment of water is not so necessary, but in the water tube boiler more necessary, because of before the water is entered to the raw water is entered to the boiler, there is a scaling is formation. That's why first of all we should treat the water from the water treatment process. The accessibility of various parts, the various parts not so easily accessible for cleaning, repair and inspection, but in the water tube boiler more accessible. The requirement of skill require less skill for efficient and economic working, but in the water tube boilers require more skill and careful attention. Thank you.